it's Kylie from OkiGirlBlingandThings.com, and today I'm going to do this quick tutorial and show y'all how to do the corner to corner moss stitch. So I love moss stitch. There are 3 different ways that you can work the moss stitch. The way I'm going to show you here is the corner to corner moss stitch. So it starts down here, is worked across from this corner, then decrease down to this corner. And the 2 other ways to do moss stitch are in a straight flat piece up or the moss stitch in a square. And I will link those tutorials below so you can find those if you'd like to check those out. But today we're just going to focus on the corner to corner moss stitch. It's very simple, easy, and I love this because you can do it and then do it and you know exactly like how big you can get your blanket for as much yarn as you have. So it works out very easy and quick. And before I go any farther in this tutorial, make sure you click subscribe so you'll never miss any more tutorials or patterns that I publish. So if you like this, click subscribe and we'll go ahead and jump right into it and get started. Okay, so to get started, I'm just using a worsted weight yarn and an I 5.5mm hook. And so we'll just get started. It's really simple and easy. I will tell you though, the first few rows as you go along will not look very much like the moss stitch. You may think you're doing something wrong, but just hang in there. Once you get past probably the 4th row, it will start to look more like the moss stitch. Because I know when I started and I just had like that much, it did not look very, I was wondering if I was doing something wrong. But once I got past probably that 4th row, it started to look right. So just hang in there and we'll get started. So to get started, I'm going to chain 3. And then in that very first chain stitch, I'm going to work a single crochet, chain 1, and a single crochet. And that is row 1. So to go on to row 2, we will chain 3. I'm going to turn my piece, and I am going to skip the single crochet in this chain space. Right here, this chain gap, I'm going to work a single crochet into. So after you make your single crochet, you will chain 1. And then in this gap here, this chain 3 space, we will work a single crochet, chain 1, and a single crochet. And that's pretty much how you're going to work every row. So there's what it looks like. So going on to row 3, we're going to chain 3 again, turn our work. You're going to skip the single crochet, and in that chain, that first chain space, you're going to insert your hook and work a single crochet, and then chain 1. And we're going to work like if you've ever worked moss stitch before. The next chain space, we're going to skip the single crochet. The next chain space, work a single crochet, chain 1. And then we'll work till we get down to this chain 3 space. When you reach this chain 3 space, you will insert your hook and work a single crochet, chain 1, and a single crochet. And that's what it's going to look like so far. So it's starting to look a little bit better. So to go on, you will just repeat row 3 for each additional row. I'll go ahead and do one more row with y'all. Chain 3, turn, skip the single crochet stitch, your chain space, you'll work a single crochet, chain 1, skip your single crochet, find your next chain space, insert your hook, single crochet, then you'll chain 1, and you'll work that all the way across till you get to your very last chain 3 space. So where's my next chain space? There's a chain space, insert my hook, make a single crochet, chain 1, get back down to my chain 3. I will work a single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet there. And you'll just keep repeating that till you get it as large of a piece as you need or want. So I will go ahead, work on this piece, make it a little bit longer, and then I'll show you how to decrease the edges. I'll show you how to come back and decrease on the edges to form a square. Okay, so I've added a few more rows and I've reached the point where I'm ready to decrease on my piece. And to decrease, it's very simple. The first row of decreasing I'm going to count as row 4 since we were repeating row 3 for how many rows. I'm going to call our first row decrease row 4. And so for this row, I have chained 3 like I normally would for any other row, and I want to turn it. And you're going to work it similar to the other rows that worked, and it'll differentiate when you're down here at the bottom. So I chain 3, turn my work, we'll skip your single crochet, find your chain space, make a single crochet, chain 1, and work that a single crochet in each chain space and chain 1 all the way down. So I will just continue that all the way down this piece. Okay, so for row 4, when you reach that very last chain 3 space, instead of working a single crochet, chain 1 and single crochet in it, you're simply going to work 2 single crochet in that chain 3 space. And so that is row 4, and that is our first row of decrease, although you really almost can't tell. You kind of tell right here where it's starting to decrease, but as we do a couple more rows, it'll be more obvious. So going on for row 5, we're going to chain 2, turn. We're going to skip these 2 single crochet and work a single crochet in the next chain 1 space. And then we will chain 1 and work a single crochet, chain 1 in each of these spaces. So we're just going to work the moss stitch across. Okay, and the thing is, when I reach this very last chain 1 space, I'm going to work a single crochet in it. And I am not going to chain 1 after this. Typically, you would chain 1 after you work a single crochet, but the very last chain 1 space, I will not chain 1 after my single crochet. And then I'm going to work a single crochet in that chain space. And that will be row 5. So you can see how it's starting to decrease a little bit on the edges. And so then we're going to basically do the same thing we just done for row 6 and just keep repeating. Chain 2, turn your work, skip your 2 single crochet, find that chain space, work a single crochet, chain 1, and then just work your moss stitch all the way down until you reach your final chain 2 space. So it's very simple. Very easy to get the hang of. So this is my very last chain 1 space of the row. Remember, after you do that single crochet, to not chain 1 and just single crochet in that last chain 2 space. Like that. And you'll keep repeating row 6 all the way across until you get to the very end. I'll show you how to do the very last row when I get to it. Okay, so I've made it to the last couple rows here, and I want to do them with y'all so y'all know exactly where to put the stitches and don't get confused or anything. So I think I've got 2 rounds left, and I'm going to chain 2 and turn it, and I'm going to look here at it, and we're going to skip our 2 single crochet. There's a chain 1 space, work a single crochet. And since this is our very last, or second to last row, and our chain 2 is right here, we will not chain 1 after this. We will simply just single crochet in that chain 1 space and single crochet in this chain 2 space. And for our very last row, we will simply chain 1, turn our work, and we're going to work a single crochet in this chain 2 space. Single crochet. And then you cut your yarn. My scissors. My yarn pulls through here so y'all can see exactly how that corner just round right off. And a perfect little corner. And that is how you do the corner to corner moss stitch. I hope if y'all enjoyed this tutorial, y'all be sure and click subscribe and check out my YouTube channel for lots of other stitch tutorials and free crochet patterns. And happy crocheting, guys!